Hello there guys, welcome back to Beyond the Mind with your girl Linda. If you're new and you haven't subscribed, kindly consider doing just that and turning on your bell not to miss out on our future uploads. So in today's video, I'm super excited to let you guys know or share with you things a woman must do to help keep her marriage. Have you ever asked yourself what a woman needs to do to help keep her marriage? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't, but it's a topic that no matter how we look at it, is very important to us as women, and we just can't ignore it. We just can't ignore it. So number one on my list is you need to be very loyal to your husband. By loyal, I don't only mean sexual loyalty, but I mean you need to be loyal to him in every aspect and every ramification of loyalty. Anything your husband shares with you, does it get out to other people's ears? Anything your husband tells you, does he hear it from another person? There are some of the things that your husband might share with you out of confidence because he believes you are a team. Does he hear it from outsiders? Very important. And men tend to be very defensive, and they tend to withdraw when they realize that you are not a team but you're against them. They try to be very defensive to try and keep their space and their sanity. They are not like women. They are not like women. And like us, they are very aware of their sanity. They are very aware of their surrounding, and they like to keep it to themselves. Like if they have just noticed something is going to hurt them, they tend to just like withdraw and stay on their lane. Another thing is be submissive. Now I know many women will come after me and say, Linda, how can you be a submissive woman to a man that is not good? Now that is where marrying with sense comes in. What do I mean? When you were marrying, you chose the man yourself. They did not put a knife on your throat and say you must marry this man. If you did not marry this man, they did not do it. You decided to choose this man by yourself. So the fact that you chose this man by yourself, you could as well decided to have sense enough so that you choose a man that has sense. Because the truth is that it's very hard. What has entered my eye? I don't know why these days my eyelashes tend to enter my eye a lot. Anyway, so it's very hard to submit to a stupid man, but at the same time, it's your fault if you marry a stupid man. Yes, I'm sorry to say it. So can we just try to like date people who have sense? Try to date people who have sense. I remember the other day when Jackie Mutubia broke up with the husband, she came and said, when you people are dating or trying to have a child with men, try and have a child with men who have sense. She learned her own the hard way. She had to stay and marry the man first and have a child before she realized the man was senseless, according to her, because that is what it means to me. If she said, please, if you guys are trying to have a child with someone, try and have a child with somebody that has sense. In other words, she's trying to say the person she had a child with doesn't have sense. Anyway, so what I'm trying to say is marrying a man that has sense is going to make submissiveness to be on a very different level. It's going to make it easier. And another thing, it's going to be easy to be submissive to a man. What am I saying? It's easier to submit to a man who has sense. Because if you marry a senseless man, it will be forcing you to submit to his senselessness. And because you are not senseless, it's going to be very hard for you to submit, because it can take you people from pan to fire. So you'll decide to hold back, withdraw, and in turn the society will say you are not a submissive wife, of which in the real sense it's not as if you're not a submissive wife like the way they are putting it. It's just that you realize that the man you're married to is senseless, and therefore you have to use your sense so that your life can be better. I don't know if I'm making sense. If you understood, come and let me know. I want to believe you did. Now, be clean and clean your environs. Another way to make sure that your woman keeps her marriage is try to be clean. I can't emphasize this enough because most women are so dirty. Even from when you enter their house, the front of their house is dirty, the dustbin is full and flies are everywhere, and it has the back of the door where the kitchen is, and whenever they open the kitchen door, bad smell enters the house and the flies are everywhere. And she's pretending not to know. There are women who have children and they soak children clothes and children poop with napkins for like 3 days, 4 days. The entire house is smelling. The man goes to work and he comes back home and everywhere is stuffed and smelling, and you're like, what's wrong with this woman? That's why men will never understand if you tell them you're tired when they left you home as a housewife, because the way their head is wired is, if I'm waking up to go to work, you too, you should be doing some work at home. So please, let's just try and reduce it. I'm not saying you should clean your house every day, but if you know you have children who are they scatter everywhere, you can at least, if you're blessed to have a 2-bedroom apartment or a 3-bedroom apartment, can you just like spare a room for them where they can have as their room? They'll be playing, they will be sleeping there, they'll be doing every nonsense they want to do. Let them do it there, so that at least it will help you. Because if you allow them to be playing in your sitting room, or other people call it living room, or my Nigerian friends call it parlor, if you allow them to the parlor to be playing, that is how everywhere will be scattered, and even you, the cleaner, you're going to be tired. And cleanliness is key. Also, to those women who you're living with your partner, is not a long distance something, please try and be changing your bed sheets at least three times, at least 2 times a week. Yes, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday you change it, Thursday, Friday, Saturday you change it, okay? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday you change it. Bed sheets are not hard to wash, to be honest. And if both of you are grown-ups and you people normally shower every day, bed sheets are not hard to wash. That's just my opinion. And in my life, whether my husband is around or not, I'm just used to at least changing my bed sheets twice a week. I'm used to it, and it has made everything easy. Another thing that women don't know is that being clean in marriage has already solved 60% of your problems in marriage, because most men just get irritated with the way you are unkempt, you're always unclean, the pots you're using to cook are unclean. Like, there's some people I've seen that even if they use pot to make soup, be sure that they cannot use the same pot to make tea. If not, that tea will be so oily. And you're asking yourself, this is a grown-up ass woman with Chelsea's and Arsenal's. How come she washed this pot and the pot still has oil? It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know how they do it. Because I feel that if you can use water and soap for something very well, there's no way a pot of soup will not be able to make tea. I don't know if you're getting it. But if you feel the soap you're using is not killing the oil, you can as well warm some small hot water and use it to wash the pot with the soap. Trust me, it works. It will work magic for you. Another point is, do not be gullible. Now, men don't like women who are so gullible, like they're easy to sway. This includes those category of women who they don't have a mind of their own, they don't have opinion of their own. Anything your husband says, you say yes, 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 yes. You never have an opinion. They hate it. To you, you might be thinking you're submitting, but to them, they'll be like, oh my God, what the heck? Like, who did I just marry? Who did I end up with? This woman, she never brings anything to the table, not even opinions. Like, okay, I'm getting my ass up to go and work for you, take care of you and the family, but can you please give me an opinion? Because the truth is that even men, sometimes they run out of ideas, they run out of opinions. They need your opinion, but because of their ego, they won't tell you directly. But he would really appreciate it if you just chip in. Okay? Another point is, shut your mouth. Now, I'm not saying you should not be talking, I'm not saying you should not be laughing, but there's time for everything. Even the Bible says there's time for everything. And another thing is, the Bible also tells us that there is a way a calm response turns away wrath. So, when you and your husband are having a heated argument, and we know that women, we can talk. You cannot win us when it comes to talking. The best thing for you to do is, I read somewhere when somebody was saying that if somebody tells you something, instead of responding when you're having a heated argument with your respective other, just count like 10 before you answer the person. Then you realize that the anger has gone down. What you might have told the person immediately is not what you're going to tell them after counting to 10. Okay, that's number one. Number two, if you could just calm down and answer the person like a fool, like a calm answer or a calm response, the person will calm down. The person will feel like, am I quarreling by myself to myself? Like, who am I quarreling to? Who am I quarreling with? Is it the same person that is answering me as if I'm talking to myself? Now, I remember years back, there's a lady that was my friend. This lady was a married woman, but me, I wasn't. So she was telling me, she was married to one calm guy. So she was telling me that, do you know, when I newly married my husband, I used to be very noisy, and you know me, I'm always talkative, and I used to quarrel and things used to get me worked up. And the truth is that we are not actually blaming women who get worked up so quickly and they get to spark like the electric cable, because women go through a lot, they fight a lot, they bottle up a lot, and that's where they normally say your mental health comes first. Most women run crazy. Why? Because they have a lot of things in their head and they don't know how to download it or offload it. They just keep keeping things, and that is what is affecting them. Now, I'm not saying it's bad if you are somebody that easily sparks, but what the lady was telling me, oftentimes when she sparked and she was talking back at her husband with so much rage, the guy kept responding nicely and calmly. And after that response, most times she would come back and sit and ask herself, I feel stupid right now. Is it the person I'm quarreling with that is answering me with so much peace and quiet? Like, this man is not ready to fight. I want us to fight this fight now, and the man is not ready to fight it. I also remember there is a video I was watching about Jerry Eze and his wife, where the wife said she almost used her own hands to ruin her own marriage. And one of her own hands she almost used was her mouth. That she used to fight this man with her mouth, to an extent that one day she fought the man with her mouth and the man just started crying. And she saw the tears in the man's eyes and she was like, geez, what did I just do? I just made this man to lose it. Because most times she used to do all those rubbish and the man was just looking. The man was not retaliating. The man was not competing with her to a mouth talk, you know. So another thing that will help you as a woman that I have learned in my marital years of bliss is that you need to learn how to shut up. Like, know the right time to talk and how to talk it. There are some conversations in marriage that you don't even raise it when the children are there. You don't even raise it when people are just sitting in the parlor. You don't raise it when your husband is just coming back from work. There's some conversation in marriage that you raise them up when you people are sleeping. Even in movies you can see it, and some people normally think it's just a movie. It's not a movie, it's reality. There's some conversation you just wake up your respective other in the middle of the night when there's total quiet, children have slept, neighbors have slept, all the spirits have gone to sleep, and talk to this person. And you'll talk to their soul and you'll see that they're going to understand you. So you just have to learn how to shut your mouth. Another thing is respect your husband. Women, I can't emphasize this enough. Now, this differs from one man to another. What respect means to one man would not be what respect actually means to another man. Like, I personally had to ask my husband, what does respect mean to you? Yes, because it might be what I think respect means to him is not what he perceives as respect. And that is why the Bible reminds us every day, women, respect your husbands. The book of Ephesians can't stop talking that. Men, love your wives. Women, respect your husbands. Why? Because God knows that as women, we always love. We will love. Oh, even if He did not ask us to love you, we love you. You know. But when it comes to respect is where the challenge comes in. And mostly if you're married to a senseless man, it's very hard to respect such a man. But the Bible says respect your husband. The Bible did not say respect your sensible husband. That means if you marry with sense, it's good for you. If you marry the one that is senseless, it's still your battle. What God is interested in is for you to respect the man, period. He's not interested in you telling him, God, sir, I cannot respect this one because he's senseless. He's not. So another point is you need to be mysterious and be exciting at the same time. Now, some women are so predictable. Your man knows that from Monday to Friday, if he comes home, you are always tie wrapper for our Nigerian women. Or you are always in one tight and one t-shirt. Can you try and be interesting? Sometimes try to change the kind of clothes you wear. Sometimes you're in a dress, sometimes it's a boo-boo, sometimes it's a free dress, sometimes it's a dera, sometimes it's a tight jeans, sometimes it's a short, sometimes it's a booty short, sometimes it's a spaghetti, sometimes it's a t-shirt, sometimes it's a blouse, sometimes it's... Try to be interesting. Don't be somebody that you're not interested, you're just there, you know. Even the man is trying to understand your vibes. It's not clicking. Another point is make sure you grace him with well-prepared meals. Now, some Gen Z women will come against me, but I want you to listen to what I'm saying before you talk. Most men, all men appreciate food made by their wives, and most men prefer their wives to cook to them, even though they are the chosen few who really don't care where the foods come from, so long as there is food to eat at home. That whether it's the house girl that cooked it or whether you ordered it from a Glovo, they don't care so long as they eat. They are those kind of men. So in this aspect of gracing with well-prepared meals, you have to know the person you're married to. Is it that kind of man who appreciates homemade meals? Or is it that kind of man who doesn't care so long as there's food? So if it's that kind of man who doesn't care so long as there's food, you can make sure that you order food so that you grace him with the good food. You can make sure that you ask your house help or your cook or your chef to cook so that you grace him with the good food. Because this type of man doesn't care who made the food so far there is food. But if you're married to a traditional man, a traditional African man that likes homemade meals, just be sure that be ready to be cooking for this guy, okay? You can decide to pass when it's only you and your kids around, but when the man is around, just try to cook. It might not make sense to you, but in marriage, if you are not married yet, it might not make much sense to you, but if you are married to a traditional African man who likes fresh meals, fresh prepared meals, I'm not talking about all those Nigerian women that normally cook and keep a goosey soup in the freezer for 1 week. Personally, I don't even like frozen food, like cooking my soup and keeping it for 1 week. Are you kidding me? Even if I'm eating it, it will not be tasting in my mouth. And if I'm eating it, I will just be developing gas in my stomach. I'll be feeling so uncomfortable. To talk less of a man who worked hard and carried his money to go and pay bride price, and then you want to be gracing his table with rotten food. Not rotten per se, but to me, I feel it's rotten food because this food has been frozen for the past 3 days, 4 days. If you want to be freezing food to your kids, well and good. To yourself, well and good. But can you just go an extra mile? At least once a week, twice a week, depending on how busy your schedule is, to show this man that you still care. Even if you're a working class woman, maybe you're a nurse, maybe you're a doctor, maybe you're a teacher, you can be going to work from Monday to Friday, at least Saturday and Sunday. Put it aside to be preparing fresh meals for this guy. Last but not least, give him 100% of your attention. Do not give him an impression that he's struggling to get your attention from other people. Now, that is why you are his wife, to make him feel at home, to make him feel like the Lord that he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be your Lord. Because I remember Sarah in the Bible used to call Abraham my Lord, you know. So you calling your husband your Lord doesn't mean that he's God, the Father, no. It only means you're showing respect. So in this aspect, you're supposed to try so hard to make him feel like your Lord regardless. So this marks the end of this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I want to believe you guys had fun watching this video as much as I had fun filming it for you guys. Please leave your comments, your thoughts, your opinions, all of it in the comment section down below, and subscribe if you haven't. Kindly find it in your heart to subscribe, and let's meet in our next video. Bye.